Hola,
Hello, how
¿cómo
are
estás?
you?
Gracias.
Thank
Gracias por
you
estar
for
acá.
being
Vamos a hacer
here.
este trabajo juntos,
We are
profundo y
going to do
maravilloso.
this
Ya
profound
estamos
and
por empezar.
marvelous job
Este es el
together.
momento
We are ready
solamente
to
de
start.
mirar la hora.
Right now,
Si
we are
en este
going to check
momento
the time.
faltan unos
If it
minutos
is
para tu
not
hora
the exact
exacta,
time yet,
cuando llegue
when the
este conteo que
countdown that
sigue a
follows
esta
this
imagen,
image
al llegar al
shows
cero,
0,
poné
click pause.
pausa. Cuando veas que es
Then
la
when
hora
you see the
exacta,
exact time,
presionás de
click
vuelta
continue and we
continuar y
start with
comenzamos
the
la meditación.
meditation.
Si en cambio
But
ya
if
es
you
la hora
are on
exacta en
time in
tu
your
país o
country
ya se
or the
pasó
time
la
has
hora
passed,
exacta, simplemente
simply let
deja
this
que
video
este video
continue
siga
and do
y
not
no te
stop the
detengas,
counter
aunque el
and start
contador
with the
diga que pongas
meditation.
pausa,
Thank
seguí
you.
y comenzás directamente la meditación. Gracias. Bueno, ahora sí.
Now we are ready to
Vamos a
start this
comenzar
marvelous
juntos este
meeting
encuentro
together.
maravilloso. La única
The only
recomendación
recommendation
es
is
que
that
te
you
sientes
sit
en
on
una
a chair.
silla, en un sillón,
If you
si estás acostumbrado
used
a
to
meditar, en tu
meditate, do
posición
it in your
habitual.
usual
No importa si
position. It
cruzas las
doesn't
piernas o
matter
no.
if you cross your
Lo
legs
único
or
que
not.
recomiendo a
The
veces es
only
que las
thing I
personas que se
recommend to
duermen
those people
fácilmente
that they
traten de no
fall
hacerlo
asleep easily,
acostados,
try not to
sino
lay
sentados.
down.
Ubicate,
Get ready,
y
and
cuando
when you
estés
do
listo,
so, stay in this position.
quédate en esta posición. La
The
única
only extra
recomendación
recommendation
extra
is
es
that
que en
at some
determinado
point I will
momento
tell
yo
you
voy a
to do
decirte que hagas
something
un
with your
movimiento con
hands.
tus manos.
Please do
Por favor,
so,
hacelo.
even if
Aunque
you are
estés con
with
los
your
ojos
eyes
cerrados y en
closed.
meditación,
Please go
acompaña el
along with the
gesto con tus
gesture with
manos.
your hands.
Eso
That
potencia lo que
strengthens what
vamos a
we're
hacer.
about to do. Ready?
¿Listos?
We're
Vamos a
going to
comenzar
start
este
this
encuentro.
together.
Vamos
So,
entonces
we're
a
going to
cerrar los
close
ojos.
the eyes. And now, yes, we're going to take 3 deep breaths, inflating your belly. One more. And one more. And while you breathe, I will ask you to be conscious of the act of breathing. Breathing is living. Continue breathing in a lesser depth, but always looking for depth. At your speed, in your own way, always looking for peace. Deeper is there, more peace. Inside of you, there is more peace. Feel the oxygen that gets into you. This oxygen brings life. Receive it, take it inside of you. And connect in conscience with the origin of this oxygen. Breathing is living, and breathing is life. When you inhale, you receive all the connection with nature. When you exhale, you return what your body considers that doesn't need to continue with this human experience. The act of breathing is the same flow of the universe. It's the pulse of the universe that is in you. Breathing is living. Each time you inhale, I'm going to ask you to connect with the oxygen that is going to be able to show you the place that it comes from. It's going to show you forest figures, the fresh and pure air of the forest. And it's from there where it comes. You'll be able to visualize the peace of the jungle's shadow, the deepness and humidity of the forest. You'll be able to see a forest in a valley between mountains. You'll be able to see the seaweeds generating oxygen bubbles that comes to surface to explode and travel to you. Those seaweeds, oxygen bubbles of the forest, of the mountains, of the jungles, come to you at all times, giving you the life itself, but also the peace of those places. Visualize those places. Visualize that forest. Maybe you can see how the soft rays of the sun go through the leaves and branches, and how a leaf falls slowly from the top of the tree and falls slowly, little by little, slowly, until it lays softly over the humid moss, over the humid grass of the forest hill. Inhale all the image of peace. Fill up yourself of the forest peace. Inhale that oxygen of peace, and while you receive it, in conscious with the oxygen of peace that gets into you, I'm going to ask you to visualize how that peace gets through your nostrils, travels to your lungs, and from there goes to the blood. Receive the peace of the forest in your blood. Receive that oxygen and peace in all your red blood cells and take them to the heart. So from there, the heart takes that blood and that oxygen that needs the peace that your entire body needs. Take the oxygen to the heart. Visualize how it incorporates all the forest peace into the blood that comes out of the heart. And traveling to your entire body, you'll be able to visualize how each place, when receiving the forest oxygen, start to relax and be in peace. Take the peace of this forest now to your scalp. Through the blood, irrigate with the forest peace the scalp and relax. All your head, the skin of the head, the hair, forehead. Relax the eyebrows. Feel how the eyebrows relax. The eyes, the middle part of the eyebrows, the nose, cheeks, relax your jaw, the jaw bones, the chin, relax your tongue. And now relax your ears, the neck, Go through the back part of your head. Relax the neck, the nape of the neck. Take the blood with a forest piece now to your shoulders and feel how they relax. Take to your shoulders the relaxation of the oxygen that they need so badly because they carry huge burdens all the time. The burden of your history, the burden of your daily responsibilities. When you round them with this oxygen, with the forest peels, feel like your neck and your shoulders relax and relax. Your arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands. Take the oxygen up to your fingers, to the tip of the fingers, and feel the oxygen there doing its action. Maybe you feel a vibration in your fingertips that tells you that the oxygen is getting there, that the forest piece is running through you. The vibration of the forest piece through this oxygen is in you. And slightly, and little by little, I'm going to ask you to come back through your arms and put back your attention on your shoulders and fill it back with oxygen. The upper chest, the neck, the throat chakra. Feel there the forest relaxation and start feeling how it expands toward your neck and chest to the heart chakra. Receive the forest peace, inhaling and expand it into your heart and take it to your lungs, ribs, to all the muscles in the chest, to your heart. Take the forest peach to each part of your chest and the upper back. Go down through your belly. Feel how the kidneys, the liver, the whole digestive system, your stomach, your esophagus, the intestines, all the tissues and muscles of your belly are repaired and relaxed. Relax the belly, the middle of the back. Inhale and light up with the green of the forest all that part. Fill it up with the forest peace and lit it up with that green color. Your belly, your chest, neck, your head, everything. What you've already relaxed, light it up with the green of the forest. Feel the peace of your entire body, all the upper body, in peace, relaxed, illuminated. And we're going down with the bladder. Fill it up with the forest peace. Light it up with green and relax it. Relax the kidney, your sexual organs, the waist, the upper thighs, buttocks, and go down through the thighs, knees. Visualize the oxygen relaxing your calves, your entire legs, your ankles. Relax the feet and the soles. Feel your entire body relax. relaxed. All your body united to the forest peace, all the body in union with the earth flow, to the peace of Mother Earth that exchanges this with you, that gives you peace and vitality of the forest and receives your exhalation because the forest needs it and because the earth needs it. Everything is a flow and exchange of peace and abundance. Feel all your body relaxed. Run by the oxygen that Mother Earth gives you. And with this state of peace, in this state of relaxation, with your body connected through the oxygen and all its being to Mother Earth, being a part of the universe. I am going to ask you to be conscious that there, here, in this moment and place, only exists you and exist in the only way of existing, totally and wide, in a profound way, very, very strong. This is the total of the universe's strength, because you are one being, and one being with Earth, and one being with everybody, and one being with the universe, because this universe was created for you, and to that discovery is where we are going to. So you can connect with your own universe. I am going to ask you, in this state of peace, in this state of relaxation that joins you with the earth and the whole universe, allow yourself to discover that you are seated in a garden, in a place that is perfect for this ceremony that you're about to start. This ceremony that you're going to do in peace, in union with all creation, is a very profound ceremony. And for this, I would like you to create the perfect place to do it, the one that you like the most. I would like for you to visualize in front of you a place, a garden, a place of peace with the soil that you like. It could be grass, sand, with rocks. It could be have a stream that flows gently. And further, it could have a jungle, a forest, and on the horizon, it could have mountains. It could be the time of the day that you want. Could have anything that you want. The beings that you like, the ones that you like the most, the animals, the insects, butterflies, anything that you like, you can have it. Everything is there. The most beautiful garden is here. You can listen to the birds singing. You can feel the heartbeat of the earth at that place. How the volcanoes vibrate underneath, how the river runs, and how all together is within you. Enjoy the power of creation Visualize that perfect garden. Visualize the entire landscape. Recognize yourself as the creator. And in this state of peace, I am going to ask you to connect with your huge power of creation. I am going to ask you to see a mirror just in front of you. I want for you to see yourself in that mirror, where you can see yourself. I want you to see that your figure has rigid places, structured places, has places where they learn to build it that way, with the peace that the earth gave you, with the peace of that the universe and the forest. I want you to neutrally observe those places and guard that harden. Maybe the gesture or the body's position, that being that is in the mirror, that one is you. With some hardened places. And I want you to visualize in front of you something very powerful that you brought before incarnating, before arriving to the world. Took all your potential to solve everything that needed to be solved in the world. You have it there in front of you, in that locked chest in front of you. It doesn't matter what you visualize when you open that chest. It could be a key, a heart, a sword, a sphere, a pyramid, or whatever you feel, a star. Try that whatever you're going to find in this chest has a shape and a color. That shape and color are your capacity of becoming you, to capacity of assimilate yourself, in your capacity to understand yourself. Before you is your structured image in the mirror, your own image, with a structure that needed to acquire to be able to survive pain, to survive what it cost to pull through. But this time, you can see it different. And with the power of Mother Earth and with the peace of the forest, I want you to visualize that chest in your hands. And with the count of 3, you open it and get from inside that powerful object, very powerful, that is going to help you to break structures that anchored in you, that made that happy and smiling newborn child started to be instructed with time. It's time for you to take power, your powerful object, and dissolve with it the structures. With a count of 3, starting 3 down to 0, I want you to open the chest and visualize that object that is inside, and without judging. It doesn't matter. Be conscious that you are the creator of that object, and that object is created by you, that is created from you, and has much more power of any blockage or difficulties that arises at any time. We are going to open the chest at the count of 3 to 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. Open the chest. Take that bright object that is your object of power, object of neutrality, the object that has the power to heal all the pain that brought the structure and simply dissolve all those structures. It's time to dissolve the structures, to dissolve structures. That is why you are here doing this exercise. I want you to visualize that being that is in front of you in the mirror, to visualize yourself structured and allow that being to get out of the mirror and to be in front of you. You are in front of you. I want that when your power object touch that being with structures, that structure being that is yourself and that is in front of you, I want that those structure opens like a chest, and that when you touch it, with automatically opens in the middle that structure and allow to free the child that is trapped inside. We are going to touch the structure, touch that being that is yourself in front of you, and you would be able to visualize how a line of light opens in the middle and opens like a shell that has a happy child locked inside, and there you can free the child. And I want you to leave that structure and now convert it with the light of that place, of that object of power. Light it up with that object of power and dissolve the structures, that the structures dissolve. And I want you to visualize that child that is free again, playing, free of structures. You just free yourself. I want you to ask to that child now to look at your eyes, smiling. That child is you. That child is your child. And that child is going to guide you. So you have incorporated the liberator and the liberated in you. So together you can do a deeper task. Allow that child, embracing it, enter you. Hug him. Get him inside you. Incorporate him inside your being. Now you have him inside, the liberated and the liberator. You know the complete way to do this exercise. It's time to use your object of power to go to a new place. Take 3 deep breaths. One more. And one more. Visualize in front of you your object of power, your bright object of power, and I want you to open a portal in front of you. It could be a rock, could be the side of the mountain, could be a temple, could be a door that opens in the same Mother Earth. Any way you visualize it is fine. You are connected with your child. The liberated and the liberator are in you. Your object of power is you. In peace. In peace. In peace. You are about to do a very important job. And I want you to go through that door of that portal to the first room. Go through the door and get to the first space. Not a very big space, not very small. It's a comfortable space to accommodate several people, many people. There you'll be able to see your mother, father, in any way. Could be your biological parents, could be other parents, could be all of them. Doesn't matter how you visualize them. Doesn't matter the shape they have. Doesn't matter how you see them. Doesn't matter if you know them or not. If you met your parents in this life or not. We all have a mother and a father. Those are the ones you'll see in front of you. And also, they'll show you that they have gestures, that they have pains, they have structures. But the liberated child and you know that those structures were created. Now that the constructions are made because of pain, by abandonment, by sadness, violence, devaluation, by rage. That is why your parents have those gestures. That is why you can visualize them well with some places where they keep pain, or you can visualize them in great pain. However you visualize them, I am going to ask you, with their structure, you get connected with the image of that structure. Visualize both parents, and when you visualize them with a structured gesture, with a gesture of having built a whole structure of pain, freeze them. Leave them frozen in front of you, and when they are frozen before you, take your object of power, and when you touch your father, allow that chest of structure that is frozen before you breaks, opens like a walnut to free the child that is inside your father, so he could go out and play. Touch your father's structure and free him. Open it so the child can go out and play, so he could see at your child smiling. Your father's child and your child look each other, and now visualize your mother. Touch her with your object of power and your mother's structure. Open it like a walnut to allow that girl to go out and play. Go out to have fun and to take your father's hand, and so the three children can have their structures aside. Now, along with them, I want you to take that object of power and transmute this with the color of object of the structure that your mother created with her pain. Dissolve it, convert it into color, in the color of your power, in the color of your object. Dissolve it as a steam of that color, like a light of that color. And now your father's structure. Very good. Very good. Dissolve the structures and let the children play. Play with the children in that room. Play the run. I want you to see them laugh, see them having fun, see them touching the ground, hear their laughter, hear their happiness. And now I want that those happy children, very happy, very tired of laughing, very tired of enjoying in peace, happy and smiling, get inside you. Hug them, incorporate them into you without structures, free, happy and complete. And when they are in you, leave your object of power on your crown chakra, enlightening the three of you together in one being. But I want now you to see with your mother and your father inside you that there, behind of you, there are 4 grandparents, your 4 grandparents, and in the way that you knew them or not, visualize them before you. Your father's mother and father, your mother's mother and father, the 4 of them in front of you, with their structures, pains, sufferings, children that had to assume roles, that had to silence pain, that had to assume maybe painful tasks, maybe strong. And to do so, they had to create structures. They hardened themselves, had created postures, shells. They have frowned. They have been very sad, angry in many cases. Visualize your 4 grandparents, starting with your father's father. Visualize him. Visualize his gesture, and when you see his structured gesture, freeze him. Keep him there like a picture. And when he is frozen, I want you to touch him with your object of power. Light him up, and his shell opens to liberate your grandfather's child, to free the child of your father's father. Liberate him and let him start playing, and let him run around laughing while you continue with this ceremony. And now I want you to touch your mother's father, and you just see her structured in pain and freeze her. And when you see her with a frozen structure gesture, touch her with your object of power and free her. Open her like a walnut. Open her structure so your grandmother's child goes out and play. This is the work that you will do as children. This is an enormous universal task that only the children can do. Free your grandmother. Let her start playing with that child that is your father's father. Play it with that girl that is your mother's father. And looking now to your maternal side, I want you to visualize your mother's mother. Visualize your mother's mother. And when you see that she takes a structured gesture, a rigid gesture, a gesture of pain, you freeze her there. And when she's frozen with her structure, grab your object of power, the great child liberator, and open it. Allow to simply convert in a just shell, and that structure breaks and opens, and that the girl from your mother's mother can go out and play with these children, with your other grandparents who are playing. Let everybody one play. And so her structure is on the ground. And now visualize your mother's father. Visualize your mother's father with his gestures, with the things that he had to take, with the pains he had to assimilate and visualize. All that structure he built. And when you see the structure, freeze that shell that was created based on pain and suffering. And when you can see it, freeze it. And when it's frozen, take your object of power. And when you touch it, that structure will split and crack. And from there, the child of your mother's father will come out. And that child from your mother's father is going to start playing with other 3 children. And your 4 grandparents, as children, are going to play and laugh in front of you. They are going to run. They are going to smile. They are going to play and play. Run. You're going to hear their smile. You hear their laughter. The 4 grandparents as children playing and having fun. And while they are having fun and playing, I'm going to ask you that with your object of power to illuminate the structure of your father's father, and you simply turn into a stream of color of your power that evaporate that structure, transmute it, and now transform the structure of your father's mother so that it dissolves in that same color, and now dissolves the structure of your mother's mother. Let it dissolve. Visualize transform into color and structure of your mother's father. Only 4 children are left in front of you. You are playing, and those are your grandparents. Your 4 grandparents playing before you. I want you to look at them and smile. Smile with them. You just release the structures. And I want you with your grandparents here sitting next to you, together with you, in contact with you. They can be held by the hand. They can simply resting. With your parents incorporated with you, I'm going to ask you to allow yourself to see that their parents are behind, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, their great-great-grandparents. All of them are here. You are with your parents. You are with your grandparents. And behind are their parents. Behind are their grandparents. And behind are their great-grandparents. Behind there, and there are more and more people. So I'm going to ask you to share this with each child. Each of your 4 grandparents and 2 parents, share your light of power with them. Your object of power is going to start multiplying so that together with the parents and your 4 grandparents, everybody can start liberate. Visualize how your 8 great-grandparents are frozen in front of you, and how all together you, your parents, and your grandparents can touch their structure and dissolve them. And 8 children are liberated who start playing in this room. Very well. Like this, 8 children playing, being watched by your 4 grandparents, your 2 parents, and yourself. There are 8 children playing, and those 8 children, when they have left their structures, allow them to run, enjoy, and get closer, and share your light of power. We all share the light of power with the children to break structures. And we will see how further back, behind these 8 great-grandparents, there are 16 great-great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents who are also frozen, also with structures. And I want you to freeze them all. Freeze the 16 great-great-grandparents, and that each child go to their parents, to their grandparents, and to their great-grandparents to break their structures. See the structures of pain of all the ancestors, and that the children are liberating. Children are liberating children. Allow a child to play this game of liberation from pain, from structural liberation. The key to this work will be the structures that wrap the children, the structures that wrap the children. And when you see that your great-great-grandparents are liberated all together, your great-grandparents, your great-grandparents, your grandparents, your parents, and you become children. Children playing, free children, laughing children, happy children, rolling around on the floor, tickling, running and enjoying, tired of so much happiness. And now, tired of so much happiness, running all together with the power of this light can be liberate the structures. We are going to, all together with these family members, through a new portal that appears on the other side of the room, and we are entering this great temple, that great mountain, the great Mother Earth, or the place where you feel it, together with this whole clan, with all the members of your clan, with liberated structures and turned into children. We are going to go one step further. We are going to go through a new portal, and we are going to see that we are already many people, and we are all going to enter to this new space where there are more and more people. And we are going to realize that behind our great-great-grandparents, and there are already more people and more people and more people and more members, but we are realizing that after all, our ancestors are related to other ancestors, with other ancestors and the other layers of ancestors, and all of them are structured, and all through their structures have formed a great network of structures, a great network structured based on pain. You will be able to see in front of you a great network of structures, a great construction made based on pain, a great construction based on suffering, a great construction that has taken everybody's children. And so this is journey. As you see more and more ancestors, you are aware that after all, your ancestors are the same ancestors as those of all the inhabitants of the earth. You are aware that your structure is a big weave, like a big weave of rigid things, like a big weave of something hard, of something that has become solid, that has become painful and is based on pain. But since the children with the light are now incorporated into you, which capable of dissolving structures, I'm going to ask you to liberate all the children, that each of one with its own light begin to travel to their ancestors, and that each one take care of their ancestors and start dissolving those structures. Come on, everybody. Let's go. With all the children, visualize your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents running through the great structure, and each time it liberates a new line of structure, the parents of your great-grandparents and their grandparents, their great-grandparents, and those great-grandparents will be liberated, their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. And so more and more children liberated. Begin to see how the Mother Earth is filling up with liberated children. Like this great temple deep inside a mountain is a temple of many liberated children. And it doesn't matter if it is a temple or if it is a Mother Earth or if it is a mountain. It is a great rock. That means that each time more ancestors are liberated, we travel together at a greater level of depth. The more members we are, the more structures are liberated. You will begin to see that behind those structures there are towns, there are tribes, there are ethnic groups, and behind those structures there are ethnic groups on earth. Continue the children. Continue with your color, continue with your liberating color and with your liberating object. And now you will see that these children are traveling the earth, breaking all the structures of pain that have caused all the members of the earth to take structure today. Dissolve all the structures, everything that was structured on earth based on pain, and all the structures generated by pains of war. To everyone, every gesture of war that comes before you, you please freeze it, dissolve it or open it, and from each soldier comes out a child, from each dead person comes out a child, from every person who generates pain comes out a child, every hurting person comes out a child, from each part of history liberate a child, who was trapped there. In each tortured one, liberate a child. In each hurting, liberate a child. In each person who caused pain, liberate a child. Inside are wounded children inside structure We are going to travel with your children, with the children of your clan, who are the children of the earth itself, to travel all the places, to tour the jungles, the mountains, the countries. Visualize the whole earth lighting up with your object of power. And for each place that the light goes through, you will be visualizing people, different ethnicities, different colors, different beliefs, different languages and sexes, different jobs, different occupations. Light them all. Illuminate everybody with your power light that is getting bigger and bigger, and travel all over the world until it's illuminated with a single color. You are the clan of the earth. You are all the members of the earth. You are the same being, because here, after all, there is a single being. And to discover this, we are going to take the deepest of steps, seeing all the Mother Earth illuminated with your color, with the color of dissolving the structures, seeing all the structures of being able to dissolve, seeing all the structures that have been generated by pain, dissolving by suffering. Now dissolved, I want you to visualize on the illuminated earth and generating an immense vapor of color. Everything is transmuted. All those energies are transmuted, but we still have to do something else. We must incorporate a huge piece of information. We must found us with information that emerge as a consequence of all these structures, of all the structures. And for that, with all the light and power of all the members of the earth that are not more than yourself multiplied, we are going to open with your gaze from the surface of the earth an enormous tunnel that will quickly allow you to travel at a great speed through all the layers of the earth towards the center. Open your gaze with your light, with that light of your object of power. Open a tunnel towards the center of the earth and travel through the tunnel with your light. Is the light of all the members of the earth, and visualize how each fractal of yours is standing in each place of the earth. From there also creates its tunnel to travel to the great meeting of all your fractals towards the center of the earth. They are your fractals, all the fractals of the single being, because there is only one single being in the universe expressing itself in fractals that travels quickly to the very center of the earth. Visualize that great light, that great sun that is there. Continue to get into the sun. Enter that the great light with your own light. Enter and walk to the very center of the central sun of the earth, to the core of the earth. You are the core of the earth. Cannot burn you, cannot give you coal, cannot do anything to you because you are himself. Travel with your object of power. And now I'm going to ask you to settle calm in this nucleus, in the center of the earth, having liberated all the structures of the surface. And with this immense power, you find your peace, because it's still missing the most important act, the final act of this journey, the profound act. And they are the children, and it is your child who has liberated the earth. I want you to take your light and put it in your child's hand and simple release your child. Your child is within you. It is like being that is in your same position, but it is small. It is within you, and now in your hands, this object that you have, leave it in your hands. Here is your child. You trust him. He trusts you, because he, with the children, has dissolved the structures of the earth. because the earth must receive this information without structures. Is your child who can receive it. It's only him with his light is the power of your child and of all the children of the earth that can perfectly assimilate this information. You are floating in the middle of the earth, in the central sun of the earth, given to your child, and you are visualizing how all the fractals are in you. You are all the children of the earth. You are all the members of the earth. You are the earth. You are the core. Now I'm going to ask you to take 3 deep breaths. One more. And next to your child, one more. Your child looks at you smiling. He looks at your child, and you look to your child smiling. They know they are capable of doing this task in peace. With the object of power in your child's hands, I want to ask you to visualize here in the core of the earth, in front of you, and in whatever shape you see it, and in the way it appears, it will always be fine. You have the enormous power of having dissolved all the structures of the earth. In front of you, there is something new that wants to offer you, as a child, information. An information that is necessary for the earth. Information that only comes to you. So you know what is next, what needs to be done, how to adapt, how to take a new shape. From the flexibility of your child, you can receive that new code that you need to receive for your evolution without any damage or prejudice, to allow that information that is already given and that the messenger can now leave. And just in front of you, I want you to visualize with any shape a coronavirus. Visualize it from the smile, from your smile and from your child's. It's a strange object that simply comes to bring information. And as well as your power of object, you were able to enlighten all the beings of the earth. You will become aware that this information that is before you, with the shape of a coronavirus, was created at a certain moment and throughout a very deep process, and that contains information related to that structure that you have already dissolved. Therefore, with your object of power, I am going to ask you to touch that coronavirus that is in front of you so it freezes and also opens like a walnut, like an object, like a structure. Allow the structure, which you can visualize with pricks and points, to simply freeze and open. Visualize how it breaks of the inside, and that coronavirus floats in front of you, simply a spiral with information that does not harm children, which does not harm if you are a child. It's information. I want you to visualize as your child who knows what is this about, smiles, and I want you to visualize your child illuminating that information and welcoming it. I want your child to illuminate that information with the object of power that structure, that covered, that information has fallen. Those pricks and that shell that wrap that information are now there floating on the sides of the information. Take that spiral and illuminate, connect with that spiral from that light, and allow it to exchange with your light the power, that information. Receive that information. That spiral just wants to give you, and visualize how that little piece of spiral that is floating there travels through the light of the power of object towards you and incorporates, illuminating with love to all the parts of your body where it's necessary to carry no information that does not harm. Illuminate and visualize all your body related in love with that information and with that object of power. It is only an exchange of love. It is only an exchange of information. Take 3 deep breaths. Allow that spiral to replicate in all the places where it is necessary to take that information. Only update. You are only a child. Nothing will harm you. You only receive information. You only receive information. Nothing will harm you. Receive in your whole body all the necessary information without fear. You are a child. And once the information is received, I want you to light up with your object of power and incorporate all the information from your child, all your body, illuminate it. Make the gesture with your hands, illuminate your whole body, and with your light inside out. And inside are your children and your parents and your ancestors and the ancestors of the earth. All are in you and within you, receiving this information. And in front of you, with the information incorporated, only the shell is left that came to bring to you that information. With your light, in gratitude and honoring you, can already thank and dissolve that shell. It is the shell that simply dissolves. It's a shell that simply dissolves. The information has been received. The shell has already been transmuted. The children of the world have received this information and give it to Mother Earth. Now, with the new information together, with your own light, I want you to visualize yourself as a union of the two lights, the new information and your own light merges with the central sun of the earth. You're going to be able to visualize how from this sun of the earth comes out and begins to go on through and goes through underground structure of the earth, new rivers, new energies, and visualize yourself through all those channels and all through that movement. You're going to the different places of earth until you reach to all the layers. Go through all its layers from inside out. You will be able to travel and you'll be able to see different mineral rocks, water, different colors, forces, sensations, lava, river, volcanoes, until you reach the surface of the earth. And when you reach the surface of the earth, I want you to visualize that you bring with that gold from the center of the earth, and that you visualize all the earth now painted in a golden color, but flexible. Golden flexible. Golden color is a light, is a vapor, is a golden and flexible water that bathes all Mother Earth, and that from the union of the surface with the deepest from the center of the earth, you can now send this information to the entire universe from the Earth's central sun, connect with all the suns of the galaxy, and from there to all the galaxies, and from there to the entire universe. This information from COVID-19 of the coronavirus has been incorporated, has already been given It has been given to the children, has been given to the childhood of all. And we can all receive them without harm, the information, the necessary code to deliver what was delivered to the children of the wall. They have turned it into love and happiness. We have transmuted it. It is from that peace, from that gratitude, that I want you to visualize the creator of this whole. This universe was created just for you. And all the beings you see as you, like you just became aware that they are the fractals of you, only act from you and for you. All the universe is you. All beings are you. Mother Earth is you. All children are still alive within each being. All ancestors are still alive within each being. All children in the history of humanity and evolution are still alive, and they are the rescuers of this ceremony. I want you to put your hands to your heart. I want you to thank the children of the history of humanity, now liberated, for having done the incorporation and for allowing this information that can already be transmuted, that can already be modified. The message has been given. You are updated. You are at peace. You are in love with your ancestors. You are in love with the earth. You are connected with the power of transformation. You are with your own light. And from that certainty, from that connection and depth, I want you to become aware of this garden, that you were seated at the beginning of this garden that has the soul that you want, the horizon you want, the time of the day you want. This is your temple. This is your place. It's your place of healing. It's your place of consciousness, and you can return it whenever you want, as you can also do this meditation as many times as you want. You just did a very deep task, the task of humanity, the children's task, the task that they could only do, the children of the world. Take your hands to your heart to thank you, and through your thanks you will be thanking all creation. There is no creator outside of you, and there is no creator with you. You are the creator and the creator. You are the creator of creation itself. In you resides all the power to solve all things in the universe, and it's what you just did. Thanks for this wonderful gesture. Thank yourself for this wonderful gesture. Thank yourself for finding your power and liberate the future now. Because knowing that you did the best task you could only remains that the creation expresses in the best possible way. Thank yourself as I thank you in yourself, because I am you and you are me. You are alone doing this exercise, and although it seems that I am accompanying you and guiding you, I'm only going with you and creating me, so I do this with you. Thank you for that power. Thank you for healing the earth. Thank you for receiving this information. Thank you for the transmutation. Thank you on behalf of the children of the world. Thanks to your child. Thank you. I'm going to ask you now that little by little, and having done this deep process, this deep ceremony, you begin again to make contact with your body, to move your head from one side to the other, turn it to one side to the other, move your shoulders, your feet, your hands, And when you feel it,
Cuando lo sientas,
open your eyes.
tus ojos. Gracias, amigo.
Thank you, friends.
Lo que teníamos
We
que
did
hacer.
what we had to do.
Los honro por esto que
I
acabamos de
honor
hacer.
you for this.
Les doy las
Thank
gracias.
you.
Les pido que se
I
queden a
ask you
ver
to stay and
al
see
final
at the
de
end
esta
to
parte
see the
están
appreciations
los
to all the
agradecimientos a todos los
collaborators in different
colaboradores en
languages.
distintos idiomas.
I invite you to try
Los
to
invito a que
connect
después
with
de
the
hacer este
ground
ejercicio traten de
after
conectarse
making
con la
this
tierra,
exercise, to
de
drink
tomar agua,
water, to be
estar
at
en paz,
peace,
cada uno en su
each
lugar.
one in your
El que
place.
puede tocar
Who can touch a
alguna
plant on the
planta,
ground, do
tierra,
it, and simply
hágalo.
thank yourself for what we just did.
Agradecerse
I
enormemente
honor
por
you.
lo que acabamos de
What we just did
hacer.
is
Lo
much
que
bigger
acabamos de
than
hacer
what you
es
think.
mucho más grande de
A
lo que
big
pensamos.
hug. Thank you. Thank you.